Hi, this is, I guess, part two of Psychology of YouTube, according to Hurt Locker. One opinion, which counts for one opinion. Um, I've heard the term famous, which I find kind of interesting. I think there is some kind of equation here that's going on in some folks' mind that a success on YouTube is equal to famous, and I've seen that a number of times. To me, it falls more into the line of popularity. Now, famous people are also popular, of course, but I'm not positive famous, in my view, is equated to number of views or number of subscribers or number of comments, which seems to be the measure in YouTube. Speaking of that measurement, I find it kind of interesting that three levels of measurement. Obviously, the first level is view. Well, if you put a semi-naked girl up there, you're going to get a lot of views. Happens every time. People want to get their videos looked at, so they'll put a cleavage shot or something on there, and then people will look at it just for that. So I guess view is probably the lowest common denominator. Plus, view obviously can be cheated. You can refresh the screen, and that'll give you lots of views. So the view is probably the lowest common denominator. The second thing would be to me, would be the comment, because of the comment. If you actually look at something and then it's thoughtful enough that you want to sit down and write something, a few lines, and obviously there's comment limits, so you got to kind of judiciously use your comments um, based on the number of characters you get, etc. A comment is probably, to me, the second level, and then if you get a lot of comments, and I've seen just in the last couple of days, there's one video specifically that's got a bunch of idiot comments like your mother and stuff, and they're obviously spammed into her by somebody. So comments normally are, to me, I mean, I look up the videos that have the most comments, because I figure that people took the time to write something. So that to me is the second level. And the third thing, obviously, is a subscriber. If you've done something, a series of things that people find interesting or they find worthwhile to watch, then they subscribe to a video producer, a channel, and once you have that subscriber, as everybody knows, then and then you know those person's videos will pop up when you open up your account, and of course that is the ultimate, the most valuable thing. Um, and then people at that point, when they have those subscribers, then the value of those subscribers in terms of how important it is to have that subscriber. What do you, as the person that's producing the videos, owe to that subscriber? What can you do? What can you provide? And I think that certainly has a tendency to increase. I don't know, geometrically, maybe over a period of time. The more subscribers you have, maybe the more you might feel that you owe um, to those subscribers to produce something that's worthwhile to watch. And there's some pressure on that, and like I said, I think there's a lot of folks around here that certainly are so talented that they can come up with a lot of real interesting things. And it doesn't have to be really interesting. It can be just funny, or just goofy, or a lot of other stuff. Some of it obviously appeals to different people, and some of it doesn't. But I think that once somebody's just subscribed to you, they've obviously looked at you. They maybe like your appearance, and they like the way you talk, and the tone of your voice and what you have to say. So there's all that said. And then once you cross that line to the subscribers, and you've thought about those things, then there's a certain amount of introspection, I guess, that goes into, what am I here for? What does this mean to me? Where will this take me? Because obviously in some cases, and I'm not saying people are seeking attention, because everybody likes attention. If you say you don't like attention, I think you're lying, because I think people like attention. But then the introspection of, what does this mean? I'm getting this attention. People are, you know, saying that I'm great and I'm good looking and I'm this and that, and then what happens? I'm amazed at people that um, they'll say, "Oh, you're the greatest singer that there ever was," or whatever. You gotta, be signed to a contract or whatever, and you know, because obviously if they've subscribed to you, they look at your videos, they might like you already, they might like the way you look or whatever, and then that's obviously what is important in pop culture, the, uh, the way people look. So, um, but it's certainly, I mean, if your mom comes up to you and says you're a really good singer, I mean, your mom loves you, and so she's going to say that. So um, I take some of that, I think, a lot of times with a grain of salt. I mean, obviously, if you like somebody, then my wife thinks I'm a great singer, and I know I'm not, and there's no way I'm going to sing on YouTube, even though you see a guitar over here on my shoulder. Not happening. I'm not a good singer. I'm not even a good guitar player, but I'm working on it. So um, there's that introspection. Introspection is good in some ways. When you start questioning your motives, that could be good or bad, depends on where you take it. But I think you look at why you're doing things, and why you're and where you're headed, and you probably just try to decide at some point in time, this is where I want to go and this is what I want to be. So I see a lot of that introspection. I see a lot of questioning. I see a lot of surprise that, hey, I'm popular. And then the people that really have the talent and know what they want to do will evolve out of that, and they'll add this to their life, and this will be a life experience, and this will be a positive thing for them. I guess the last thing I would say is reality. Reality is different than the internet. You can't make the internet or a show or a performance a reality. You can't do that. There's reality, and then there's the performance, and there's a big difference. And I see just a little bit of getting caught up in the performance and getting caught up in the internet as being some people's reality, and that's not the way it should be. I think if you get a little confidence from doing what you're doing on here, then apply that. And I think a smart person will look at that and decide, this has been a positive feedback for me, and I'll learn from it, and I'll go forward. I think, and then the other thing is, and I've mentioned this before, there's going to be people that are going to disagree with you. If I have a conversation with anybody, if I have a conversation with people at work, people look at me and go, well, I disagree with you. I mean, the football team you support, or whatever you do, what your political views, or a lot of other things, people will like it or not like it, but they'll disagree with you. Well, on here they disagree with you too, and of course you've got that anonymity. Sorry, I can't say the word. You're anonymous, and so people can make rude comments, which they probably wouldn't make to your face. I find it interesting that people will make exceptionally rude comments to people, and you think to yourself, there was no way you would say that to anybody in real life, because they might, first of all, they might punch you in the face, and then the second thing, they'd think, what kind of moron would actually say that to somebody. So that's an interesting aspect that I might talk about sometime in the future too. But I think in the psychology of YouTube, that's the next part of this. Maybe there'll be a third. I don't know. Good luck, and I'd be interested in any feedback. You can maybe tell me I'm full of shit, which is fine. It wouldn't be the first time. Thanks.